I think. Hey, everybody. How are you? And I've got Peggy in the studio too. And this is Stacey Ericson. I'm so happy for you all to meet her. She has so many. Armine, hey, good to see you. I'll be sure to get with you next week. You're gonna love Stacey, you guys. She is so connected to souls, to humans, and to animals. And we're really going to talk a lot about animals today. Hi, Meredith. Welcome in. So good to see everybody. Dupree, good morning or afternoon here. So, you guys, this is Stacey Ericson. I'll be sharing her phone number with you all. If you get interested and want to reach out, she'll tell you the process she does to read for us and for the animals and everything. So, hi, honey. How are you? It's good to see you, Stacy.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me. I
You're
really
so
am excited.
welcome. I can't wait to hang out with you too, because we do live close enough where we can really hang out. And I
Oh,
do want
yeah.
to tell everybody, because hi, Heather, welcome in. I call this type of show that I do like this Cosmic Connections, because I'm all spiritual like you. And I think it's wild that my daughter is very intuitive, but she's busy. Horse people are busy. Let me show Stacy. Look at her. Stacy is a professional rider, trainer. She has a full program. If any of you are interested in that, reach out to her too. She's quite amazing. And she and my daughter do the same kind of things. I hadn't met Stacy yet. Addie wasn't sharing her information with me. I love you, Addie. So I had to bug my daughter because I'm like, what is this you've done? Stacy read um, my daughter's horse, Simone. You guys look at her. Look at that. Look at her face. Those eyes. Oh my God. I love this horse. So my daughter had Stacy read for her and Simone a couple times, and then I convinced her I've got to know, I've got to meet this cosmic connection. And what's interesting too, Stacy, is that you guys came together through the farrier, and I won't say any names. It's not, I haven't asked him, but what an amazing guy. And you guys have to understand when it comes to horses, farriers take care of the hooves and the legs, how they are functioning, moving, and it relates to their whole well-being. And a lot of times they know more than vets. It's pretty amazing, right, Stacey?
Oh, yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
this one. I mean, he's very connected to the animals, and you guys had known each other forever
Oh,
or for
yeah.
a very long time. And he's the
Absolutely.
one that put Addie in touch with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's
So,
wonderful.
yeah, he can hear the horses as well and
Oh,
what they
yeah.
say.
Most
Amazing.
riders can hear horses, so like it's really neat. Or hear them. There's many different ways of communicating. So you can actually hear words. Like I hear words, and I can feel energy as well. And or you can you can just get like a sensation. There's several different ways to communicate. And the main
I
thing
see
though
a lot of
is
their eyes.
telepathy. So telepathy is
Yeah.
like a mind to mind connection. And that's really fun because you get you get good readings from telepathy through telepathy. And that's like say you're thinking of somebody like your sister, your brother, your cousin, somebody that you haven't spoken to in a really long time. And then they call you like within a day or two. And you're like, whoa, I was just thinking about you. And that's because you sent out, the vibe, and it's telepathically, received by the other person. And so that's the easiest way to describe like the mind to mind connection. And then there's the other
Absolutely.
connection that you can get that's a little bit deeper, and it's really fun, and people can really tap into this too. And this is where horse people really have good energy with this. It's called entrainment. And what that is that's where you have a heart to heart connection, where you can actually feel with your heart chakra, which is mainly if you talk to like I did a Joe Dispenza event, and he said that your heart is actually your first brain, and then your brain is your second brain. So like it's kind of interesting, because we get a lot of sensations with emotions and things like that through our heart. So that's an entrainment, and that's the other way to connect with animals and people. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, and people are already asking, like Armini is in London, and she was like, "Oh my God, does she read remotely?" And so I'm putting, yes, you do. And could you explain the process, and then let's talk about Pearl and all the fun stuff and unicorns and all that.
So yeah, so you can, so I can, how I do readings, a lot of people do readings different ways, but my way of reading is to receive a picture, just a picture of the animal or even a person. I mean, I could read a person very well as well. And so a picture, and just has to have their eyes showing, because the eyes are the seat of the soul, and there is truth in that. And so like I said, just a picture. And then so for me, you would text me a picture, and then after the picture, you would write down all the questions that you have. And then what I'll do is connect in with the animal or person or whoever, and then I can call them up and give them the answers to their questions. Now, if it's a live person, I can talk to them just like you and I are talking, and I can read this way as well to people, for people.
Right. And we could give you a picture of someone that passed as well, people and animals.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
you can read through the entrainment process, which is what I was saying. That's a whole nother connection when you're talking to spirit animals or spirits that are on the other side.
Will you talk about that again? I think we were off camera when we were talking about the entrainment. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the entrainment, like I said, is where you're feeling with your spirit, your soul, your heart, and you get that connection. It's a really cool way to read, because you get deeper. Information. So like one horse, I can give you guys so many, because I've been reading for, oh my goodness, forever. Feels like since I was like 5 years old. But anyway, I've been reading people and horses professionally, kind of, if you want to call this professionally, for probably about 10 years now. So I've been reading a lot of horses and a lot of different, actually a lot of different animals. Like we talked about the iguana that I was reading, and oh my goodness, that was funny. But
That's so cool.
I know it's so fun to get the personality. But anyway, but with the readings, what it is it's so interesting, because you can get like information of like, say, okay, so like some of the readings I had, it's like, why is this animal, what's its purpose for you? And why is it with you in this lifetime? And also, what is its own purpose? So why is it here? So like one animal, was like this dog. I'll give you an example. And I read it. They actually brought it to one of the psychic fairs that I was at. And the lady's like, my husband, I was like, oh, this dog's very connected to your husband. And the dog was so good. It's easier for me to read him remotely than in person, because in person they like to like talk out loud sometimes to me. And, because they're like, oh, you can hear me. And then they start barking. And I'm like, no, no, wait, stop. I hear you better when you're quiet. But anyway, so I get more information through pictures, just so you guys know that.
That's the
But
energy gets
yeah,
too much.
exactly. It is. It's like quiet, quiet. But anyway, so they brought the dog, and the dog was so connected. But it was so interesting because, okay, so the dog's purpose was um, to basically emanate love. But I mean, I'm talking like love, as in like people walk up to this dog and they're like, oh my gosh, I love you. Like they say, I love you out loud to this dog all the time, because it's doing
Aw.
its purpose. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's
Aw.
showing love to everybody. But then its purpose for the man that it was with was to help him heal his heart. And that was quite interesting. because his heart, he was having really, really serious heart issues, like heart attacks and strokes and things like that were all related to the heart itself, and
Oh, wow.
the ventricles and whatever, all that stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
this dog, he would lay right on his chest and help his heart. So it was like
Oh,
so interesting, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so fun. Our animals
uh,
are here for all reasons.
oh, I know. And again, I won't talk about Simone, but she really is a spirit soul animal for my daughter and comes with many purposes too that you pointed out, and I was blown away.
Oh
And
yeah. Sure.
you picked up on Simone in so many ways and things that Addison says to her. Like, I was like, "Really?" So it's fascinating, you guys. Hi, Miriam. I'm so glad you're here. Dupree, thanks for becoming a member. That's really awesome. Peace, man. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Okay, so, oh my God, Stacey, you're fascinating. I don't know if, like, do we start with the iguana? Let's start with Pearl, right? Like,
So
how did this happen for you? And don't forget, we've got to talk about your unicorn reading
oh yeah, the unicorns are amazing. So
and the
okay,
mermaid, if we have
so
time.
we'll start with Pearl. So when
Okay.
I was 9 years old, and I had another pony. His name was Applejack. He was my very first horse, and my parents were trying to buy me another horse because it turned out that Applejack had navicular, which is like it's a hoof issue, and so he wasn't able to jump anymore. And so my mom was trying to find me something that I could actually jump. Well, you know, and here I am getting ready for the Olympics at 9 years old. You know, I was like really gung
I
ho
don't
on
know anything about that.
being in the Olympics. It was so funny.
Or
So,
my
anyways,
daughter.
yeah, exactly. So Pearl shows up, and she shows up through this lady. Her name was Bobby Steele. Now, Bobby Steele is famous. She actually taught Lynn Palm, who learned a lot about what they mainly do is like liberty work. So liberty work with horses is where everything's done kind of with body language and, you know, not with gadgets. So you
Right.
like ride the horses bareback, you know, no bridle,
Yeah, feel their
bridleless.
movement.
Yeah, things like that. And
It's
so
so
Miss
awesome.
yeah, so Miss Steele was teaching me how to be more like natural with Pearl because Pearl was actually abused. Now, this
Oh,
pony, she was abused so badly that she was beaten, she was stunted. Like her head was larger than her body. It was kind of funny because she looked like a centaur. A centaur, that's the word. Um,
oh yeah.
it was funny. Like she looked like a centaur because her head was bigger than her body because they had stunted her growth. They locked her in dark stalls. They put her.
Oh,
They would like hog tie her, you know, to do her feet. I mean, just really wicked stuff.
oh, that
And
makes me want to cry.
it was so sad. So Miss Steele, she was like, Stacy can ride this horse. It's her horse. This is a major connection. And so anyway, she talked my parents into letting, you know, me ride it a couple of times. And then I learned how to, you know, do things with this pony with like emotional balance, like emotional what's it called? It's emotional intelligence. It's
Right?
really cool because if I went to the barn and I was like really upset because I had a bad day at school or something, this pony would not let me catch it. It would just go around in a circle, like lunge herself around me. But she'd stay close, but just far enough away that I couldn't catch her. So
Yeah.
she and I had a lot of conversations through like voice. Like she talked to me a lot, and she sounded like mother. What was it? The fairy godmother in Disney, and that's what she sounded like to me. And I thought everybody could hear horses. I mean, I thought this is how everybody communicated.
No.
And so anyway, so yeah, so Pearl taught me so much, and you know, we had serious conversations about life and about things in general, and you know, worldly things. Like I learned more from her than I learned from people. And it was incredible. I mean, because they are so connected. They're connected to. That's why they're called spirit animals, because they're connected to everything. I mean, everything: the trees, the ground, the, you know, the birds, everything. And not to say that other animals aren't. It's just that horses, they seem more evolved in that, you know, in that essence. And they're also the only animal on the planet that we actually share energy with for very long periods of time, meaning that we ride them. So we're in their energy and their energy is, in our energy. And so we're
Yeah.
blending energy with them, and it's for long periods of time. I mean, sometimes people ride their horses for like days, I mean, when they do their long trail rides and stuff like that. So it's really, really interesting how how we've evolved over time with these animals, and these animals have evolved with us.
That is so true. Having done it since I was little, I totally feel it. It's a knowing. Like many spiritual people say, like, how do you just know? And there's that connection, especially every little movement of your body affects their body, and you're very connected.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I can't explain my love for horses. It's so immense, you know? I just
Oh, for sure.
um and it's funny to meet people who don't like horses. I'm like, "What? What's wrong with you? What's
More
wrong
than
with."
likely, they have a lot of fear. That's the reason.
Yeah,
They,
like, I don't know if we can hang out." But anyway,
again,
so
I understand.
y you feel like it just kind of it just happened for you, you just intuitively could hear her, and then where did you take it? Like, when did you figure out that not everybody could do that?
So I started riding Pearl when I was 9 years old, and she was about the same age. And then it ended up that I had her until she was 32, and I
Oh,
was 32 also when she finally
that's
passed.
amazing.
It was the saddest day of my life. It took like
Oh,
3 years before I stopped. Like, tears came to my eyes every time I said her name. And so, but get this, this is so cool. Okay, so we'll talk about the other side for a minute. So when
okay.
Pearl passed, she stayed with me. So when your animals pass, you'll feel them around you for a bit. Sometimes it's for a month, sometimes it's just for some days. It just depends on your connection with the animal. And because people are like, oh, like one of my friends in Tennessee, she just had her cat pass, and her
Yeah.
cat, she goes, I still feel him around me, and I'm like, he's gonna hang out with you for a while because that's what they do. So Pearl hung out with me for a really long time. Well, then this was so interesting because my mom was asking me, she's like, well, where's Pearl now? And I said, well, she's in heaven. I said, horse heaven. And I said, and she has wings, so she's like this, like a Pegasus. And then I started reading and learning more about Pegasuses, and they are the highest, the highest of the horse realm. They're the highest of the horse realm kind of thing. Like where
Like,
they're pure
but
spirit, pure souls.
yeah, that's fascinating.
Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. I was like, whoa. And talk about when I talk to her, it's like overwhelming love. Like, that's all I feel is just this. I don't talk to her very often because it just takes over my body. I mean, it's wild. I love it, but it's like it's so much. I mean, I cry, and it's beautiful. It's not like I'm crying because I'm sad. It's just because it's just so much love. Like, I just feel like, I'm talking to an angel. It's just fascinating. But she's
Yeah,
the
and
only one that I've ever felt that with before. But I
that's
got to tell
amazing.
you, because I don't want to run out of time. So I got to tell you one story about a horse that
No,
passed.
take your
Okay.
time. We're fascinated. Everybody's listening. Nobody's even they're not moving.
So get this. This is so fun. I love this, and thank you everybody for listening to me.
Oh, you're welcome. We'll
um.
we'll definitely want you back. So
So so
don't
there's
stress. We'll get all the stories.
well, this story is really fun because I want people to know that the other side is really, really interesting. And this is a really fun story that I'm going to tell you next. It is really, really fun because and again, it's horses, but this is also other animals too, that this happens to. So I had a client, and she called me up and she's like, look, I'm going to have to put this horse down, my horse down. And I'm really
Oh,
sad about it. And I
oh,
said,
it's horrible.
yeah. And it turns out he had cancer, and he wasn't very old, but he was older. Horses usually pass like around 20s, in their 20s. That's a good age for them to go. And he was just right about 20, I think, when he passed. And so, gorgeous horse. He was very well known in Florida, and did the jumping and stuff.
Mhm.
So anyways, so she and this horse were really, really close. And I mean, super close, like to the point where he would come to her at night in her dreams and talk to her. And so they would have conversations. This is another way that you can communicate with your animals, is through dreams. And so anyway, so I told her, I said, hey, when he does pass, ask him to take you with him and see if he can do that, or see what he says, let you know that he's okay on the other side, through a dream. And so she goes, okay. And I said, and if you can stay with him when he passes, he'd like you to stay with him, to be there with him. And she said, okay. So she did. And then, so that night, so he passed that day. Okay. And then that night she had a dream. And when she was dreaming, so she calls me up the next day and she goes, oh my gosh. And I said, what? And she goes, oh, I had a dream. Chutney came to me. And I was like, no way. What happened? And she goes,
You're so
so,
animated. I love
oh,
it.
this is such a cool story. So anyway, so she said, Chutney was, they were in a white room. She was riding him, and she was in a white room, and there was this lady with a clipboard like off to the left, and she said she kept pulling on the rein trying to make Chutney turn because she felt like he was going to run into the wall. And she goes, and he was going so fast. And now you got to realize that this horse was one of those horses that you had to ride with like spurs and a whip just to make him go. So he was very,
That's
very
tough.
pokey.
Yeah,
So
it's not abusive, you guys, when she says that, I promise.
no, he was, I mean, obviously he loved her. So it was not abusive, but it was just funny, So now she
I know
goes, I'm
what you
never,
mean. You have like rubber bands for legs when you get off of that horse.
exactly. Yeah, for sure. He was so cute. He was in Appaloosa. So anyway, so she said he was flying fast. She said she couldn't believe how fast he was going. She said, then the dream ended. And she goes, what do you think that was about? And I said, well, if you think about it, Chutney was in another spirit. He was in his spirit body. And so they had to contain him so he just didn't fly all over heaven and run into everybody. And she goes, that's it. That's so cool. I go, yeah, see what happens next. Ask him if you can, visit with him the next day. So she goes, okay. I said, so, talk to him tonight in a dream. So anyway, so the next day she called me again. She goes, I had another dream. And I was like, no way. And she said,
Wow.
yeah. And I said, okay, so what happened next? So she said, okay, so I was in heaven. And she said that I was in this like a Colosseum kind of place, kind of like if you look at like Caesar's palace is the way that she described it, like back in the day with Roman times, with big, beautiful marble, pillars. And just, she said the building was so tall that she said, in fact, it was so tall, it didn't even have a roof. Like, it was so tall. And she
Wow.
said, so she like panned down into the, around where the horses were milling about. And this lady with the clipboard walks up to her. And she said, we want to thank you for all the pictures that you sent with Chutney. And she's like, what? And she's like, yeah. She goes, we want you to know that we received all those pictures. And so I thought that was so cool. And
That's
so
wild.
anyway, so she said, okay. And then she walked over to her horse and looked at him and checked him out, head to toe. And he had cancer, like I said to you. And she said that he was perfectly healthy. Like, he looked beautiful and that he was perfect. And
Oh,
so then she got panned back up where she could see everything from like above. And when she did, she said, I don't know why God was a tractor trailer, like with a horse trailer behind it. She said, but that's what he was, like a big semi with a horse trailer behind it. She said, and all these horses were following it down these lanes, and they were all going out into like these beautiful pastures. And I was like, no way. And she goes, yeah. She goes, and the grass was amazing. So,
that's important.
which it is, especially for us here in Florida. We don't have good grass here. So anyway, so yeah, so it was so cool to hear that. So I said, okay, well, I'll check in with him in another week or two, because usually after they pass, you have to give him like time to acclimate. So I checked in with him because I had other horses that were on the other side that I check in with like on a regular basis. And one of them is my pony. So I called in Sparky, which is my pony, and he shows up in like a window kind of thing, And so I'm talking to him and I'm like, hey, what's happening with Chutney? Like, where is he? And then Chutney comes into the window and he's holding a clipboard. And I'm like, and he's wearing glasses. And I'm like,
Oh,
what are you
Carla.
doing, Chutney? And Sparky, my pony, shakes his head at me, and I go, and he goes, hey, Stacey, I just want to, say hi, and hi to his owner. He wanted me to make sure I told his owner hi, and that he's doing great, and that he's super happy. Oh, I forgot to tell you. And the when
You're
the
making
owner
me
was
cry.
when the owner was looking at him in heaven, her horse was actually consoling another horse that had come in that was like lost, and he didn't know where he was or what he was doing there. And so he was
Oh,
consoling him. He was helping him out with it. And she asked me again, she goes, what do you think about that? And I said, well, the whole time he was here on earth, he wanted to be a therapy horse, remember? And she goes, that's right. She said, when we talked to him, he always like brought up being a therapy horse. And we're like, no, you're too good. You have to be a horse show horse. And I said, well, now on the other side, he's a therapy horse. And she goes, no way. And I said, yeah. And she's like, that makes sense. And so anyway, so then back to like the window, he shows up in the window with the clipboard, and I go, what is going on with him? And Sparky goes, he's the official greeter. So he makes sure that when the horses come in to heaven, that he greets them and makes sure that they know what's going on, and that, that they're good. And I was like, holy smokes, he's still a therapy horse. Isn't that cool?
that's amazing. Do
Yeah.
you
So
find that happens with dogs too? And like, are they are? Where do we go with that? Like,
I know. I've never really checked in with a dog before that I've seen the animals quite like this. But I think it's because I have such a major connection to the horses that I can see them. So my sister asked me on the other side, will you check in with Mario, which was one of her ponies that she rode. She had such an amazing connection to him, like even past life stuff. And so this brings in the unicorns. So I said, yeah, I've seen him. And she goes, what's he doing? And I said, well, he's teaching baby unicorns. Now, this pony was white, like all white, like one of those. He wasn't an albino because he had the black skin underneath him, but he was all white, white tail, white mane, beautiful, wise looking pony. I wish I had a picture of him, but
yeah,
I don't have a picture of him. But anyway, my sister does. But yeah, it's so cool. So anyway, she goes, where is he? And I said, well, he's standing in front of like a class. There's these little baby unicorns that are sitting like in a classroom behind these little desks, and he's holding up like a pointer on the chalkboard kind of thing. You know what I mean? And he's like a professor. And she goes, no way. I said, yeah, this is fascinating. And she goes, I always felt like he was teaching me all the time. And I said, he was. so, so he's been a professor his whole life. He's been a teacher. Isn't that cool?
very cool.
And
And
yeah,
then
they're on other realms.
where did you go with the unicorns from there? Because I know you have a lot to say about that too.
Oh, unicorns are fascinating. So that's a whole nother story. The unicorns are in another realm. So they did exist at some point, just like dragons and mermaids and things like that. They all existed for a period of time while they were needed. Things go extinct. Like we freak out when things go extinct, but it's just because it's not really needed anymore. They're not needed anymore. Their energy isn't needed quite as much anymore, but they do show up here and there. So like unicorns showed up for a while there where the kids were getting all into them. Remember when they're like just the main thing? Now they're not quite as much, but they're still there, and all the colors and everything along with it. And so that's what's fascinating. So unicorns represent universal love, like unconditional and universal love. So love for everything, love for life, love for animals, love for earth, love for spirits, love for everything. So they're fascinating. So yeah, and all of us, I found one of my friends, this is a whole nother story. So I was at a psychic fair, and I was doing animal readings at this fair, and my friend was like, I feel like you need to start doing people readings. And I was like, why? Because I was a little bit.
Oh, I think you froze on me for a minute there. Shoot, she's frozen. Can you guys hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear me. Stacey, I lost you. She's probably going to have to come back in. 1. Okay, Peggy can hear me. Stacey, come back. Where'd she go? Aw, we can't lose the unicorn reading. Let me see if she can come back. I think she'll figure it out. So you guys, she's really the real deal. I'll tell you that, based on what she has done for my daughter and explained to me. I know this sounds really different, but she's the real deal. And she can read for people and animals here and people and animals that have crossed over. And while she does talk about horses a lot, which I get, um, and she has no problem connecting and even was telling Peggy and I about this iguana that she read. It's really cool. So I do hope she can come back. She's she's such a doll, you guys. And this is her number. She doesn't mind if you text and you can talk to her about the type of picture. Again, if you're just coming in the chat or just listening, she likes to see their eyes. I don't know what picture my daughter sent, but I really love this one of Simone. But if you have one, even better, where you can see both eyes, it helps. And here's Stacy on riding one of her horses. And here's Peggy. Sorry, surprise.
That's
Oh, here she
okay.
comes. Okay, here she comes. I'm gonna bop her down and boop you down. Love you. See you in a minute. Yay, you're back. We missed you. Everybody's really
Sorry.
excited to hear more. There you go.
So,
That's fine.
so what happened was my phone got really hot. So I'm sorry about that, you guys. So
No, that's okay. You guys, it's hi. Aw, Angie's in the chat. We're not going to make a big deal about this. Um, but Stacy, she's the one who had a bad day yesterday. So
oh,
if you
okay.
could speak to how they, you know, I don't
Did
mean to
you
throw you off, but while Angie's listening to, if you could speak a little bit to when they
Yeah, of course.
cross and how we can process that and connect with them. If you could dive into that a little bit more, and then we do have to go into the unicorns more.
So I don't know if she was able to hear about the stories of the animals that crossed over. See if she did. Did she
I
hear? Can you see her?
no, but she can certainly watch the replay. I think I have a picture of Lola. Yeah. Well,
Aw. I'm riding
I
a
know.
horse with Lola right now. It's so cute.
You are?
Yeah, she's really neat. She's a cool horse. So when they do cross over, it's so interesting because, like my friend, she asked me the same thing if I could, tell her what was going on with her cat on the other side. He is such a wise guy. And I told her, I said, well, you have to give them the transition moment, like where they can get acclimated to their new bodies. Like we talked about the horse, with the spirit going into that spirit form. And then after that, we can talk to them and see what they're doing. So usually it takes about, sometimes 10 days to 2 weeks before they're actually available. You can still tap in and have them where they're still around, but they're just not as acclimated quite yet. So I always try to give them a little bit of time to, get situated, and then they can give me more information is what it comes down to. So yeah, so if she wants to do that, she can always text me with the picture of her pet, and then, all of the questions that she has, and I can, relay it back to her. After, what I do is I do the reading with the animal, and then I'll give her a phone call and talk to her in person about what the animal said.
Right. And just to reiterate, a lot of times it's their connection to the person and the family, their purpose, and a few other things you mentioned. So it's really cool. I hope it'll help Angie and anybody else who's gone through that and wants to do that. And with people too.
Oh yeah,
That you
sure.
can it's not limited to just animals. Your abilities are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love
Oh,
it
I
so
know, and
much.
I love your energy. It's so cute. I want to go boating with you today. Come get me.
I know, we need to go for
I
sure.
know, and do some wellness fairs and stuff. Angie says I've heard her. feet pitter-patting
Yeah,
around.
they'll be
Yeah,
around
she's
for
gonna
a
stick
while.
with you a little bit. I'll let Stacey tell you.
Yeah, yeah. So when they do pass, they stick around because they want you to be okay with them not being there anymore. So they stick around and they check in on you and they make sure that you're, adjusting just like they're adjusting, and they'll stay with you for quite some time until they feel that they can move into the other realm. So it's really
Yeah,
interesting. People do
good.
that too, by the way. It's really interesting. Like people do
Yeah.
that as well. So they stick around you for a while and then they'll go do their thing and then they'll pop back in. And like when my mom passed, she hung out with me quite a few times. It was really interesting. I was off riding a horse for a client and my mom goes, "So this is what you do." This is what it's like, because she was able to hang with me, for the very first time because, she was in another spirit body.
Oh,
So
that's so
it's
cute.
really
That
interesting.
makes me laugh. Yeah, people don't know what we do out there, do they?
No, they don't.
And how amazing it is. What an awesome job. Wow.
Yeah. Oh
Hard
yeah,
though.
I love it. It's a fun job.
It's a hard job. It's a hard
Yeah.
job. Okay, so can we talk more about the unicorn readings and things like that you
I'm
also offer?
trying to get like where I
How
can.
you see colors and there's so much that you have going on in there.
Oh, that's so fun. So, this is really interesting. Okay, so back to the story that I started telling you. Um, so my friend, we were sitting there and we were after one of the fairs that I told you about, the psychic fair, and she said, "Hey, I really think you should think about, reading people." And I said, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "I don't know. I keep seeing unicorns around you." And I was like, "What? No way." Like, I didn't believe in unicorns. I'm not kidding. I didn't. I've ridden horses my whole life, never believed in a unicorn ever. And she goes, "I want you to just close your eyes and imagine unicorns around you." And I did. I shut my eyes, and all of these unicorns, these white unicorns, came up behind me because I can see etherically too, and came up behind me, and they're like snorting and pushing on me from behind. And then one popped around in front of me, and I was like, and they're like, "We're real. Now do you believe?" And I was like, yeah, I do believe. So I was like, all right. So I started reading people, but I didn't really understand like the unicorn purpose yet. And so when I was out riding my horses at the time, I had my horse farm and I was still showing and training, and I had clients, and we were traveling all over the country, doing what Addison does too. And that I had my own farm that I was doing it. And so anyway, so I was riding my horse and she's like, "Do you see this?" And I looked over to my right and there was a unicorn cantering next to me as I was cantering with my horse. And I was like, "Yeah, can you see him too?" And she said, "Of course." And then I looked down in the pond. They were like playing in the pond. They were jumping the jumps in the arena. I mean, they were flying around everywhere. It was really, really cool. So I was like, "Whoa, I wonder what this is about." So I started asking, and then I started seeing unicorns around people. So when I did people readings, what it is that everybody has unicorns that are with them. And what they represent are different parts of your spirit. So you have your spirit, which is lives outside of your body, which is basically your connection to to God. And that unicorn is always over your right shoulder, standing behind you, not too far away though. And it's the brightest white that you've ever seen. Like it's a color that it's unbelievably cool. You can't imagine how bright and beautiful we are really inside. We are so gorgeous, so gorgeous. And so these unicorns are the God side of us. So that's your spirit. And then the other two unicorns that I've been able to see around people have been, one has been your soul purpose for this lifetime that you're in right now. And then the other one is more of a unicorn it'll give me more information like past life information, future prophetic information, health information, like really cool stuff. And it's fascinating. And so what it is that these unicorns that are around you as a human, they're either on your right or your left, which tells you like what you're working on. So like if you're a well-balanced person, you're going to have joy, compassion, and love, which will be on the left side of you. That's the feminine side. And strength, power, and courage will be on the right side, which is your male, your masculine energy. So you have feminine and masculine energy, and every person on the planet has this, whether you're a guy or a girl. And if you're balanced in those energies, then you're a balanced human. Most of the time, we're working on something in our lives, and so these unicorns help give me the information so I can give you the information as to what you're working on in this lifetime. So like it's a really, really fun. They're fun. And they do it with colors. So like say your unicorn has a little bit of red in its mane. That means that there's something that that you're not doing that you thought you needed to do, like that you need to get to. So it's like a project or something like that you need to get to. And so the unicorn will let me know. And I'll be like, whatever that was that you're thinking of, like say you want to start a new art class or something, then the unicorn's saying, oh yeah, get to it. You need to get to it now. And then other colors, like blues and pinks and greens and all kinds of colors, they show up. And so you have a unicorn with all these colors. It's really, really cool.
That is so cool. And if somebody wanted to get a reading, that is, I'm like, what color do you see around me?
Yeah,
But
the
anyway,
colors
if
are
somebody wanted that, can they text you also and reach
yeah,
out
they
remotely and all that? I'm sure you can
right.
read anyway.
Yeah, that would have to be like what we're doing right here, with the StreamYard .com or something like that. We'd have to set up, like where we could see each other, because obviously I need to see the person in person to see, so it'd be a yeah, like this type of,
Yeah,
way
like
to do.
Zoom or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have a lot of blues and purples around you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm communicating right now, right?
Well, and it's the truth. So the communication, that's the blues are all communication. Usually you're working on communication, and it's always like around your throat chakra. It has to do with chakras too. But your unicorn is blue, and it's a bright blue. Like its body is bright blue, but it has dapples, and it has like bubbles. They're like bubbles, and they're like light blue and like a deeper blue. So your unicorn fades in and out of these different color blues. So it's like the neck is like really dark blue, then around its shoulder has these bubbles of like whiter, lighter blues, and then it goes back into like a deep blue, and then its hips, and hind end are bubbles, and then it has white on its legs like stockings, and it has a blaze. The blaze is beautiful. And there's like some pinks in the mane, like some really deep colored pink. So you're working on love for sure. And
No, I'm not. Don't say that. Just kidding.
no, you're working on love, but it's like inner love for yourself. And
Yeah, that's true.
there's a lot of
I
cool stuff that's going on with you. Yeah, we could get into that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean for you to do that right now.
But yeah, it's really
But I
fun.
love it. No, so you guys, I mean, it's just that easy for her to tap in and help you work with you too. So
Yeah.
definitely reach out. Well, I know. And what's cool about that description too is my first horse, my little backyard pony, Gray Lady. She was a dapple. So when you first talked about the white, and I thought of her because I was like, well, no, she was dappled and then flea bitten as they got older.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
first thing you said was like the dapples. I'm like, oh, because this whole time I've been thinking about her. That was my first horse. And I had her until I was 18, and my parents wouldn't let me keep the horses when I went to college. That
Oh.
wasn't a thing.
Mhm.
My daughter got to go to school and do all I'm like anyway, not about me, but I had to sell them then, and she was older, and she got a good home, but I always wondered, and as you've been talking, I'm like, "Are we connected?" And I feel like she is around me now, I really do.
Oh yeah, yeah. She hasn't left your side. She had a lot of influence on you.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
no.
saved my life. There's so much peace and tranquility and, ah, such good energy around animals and being on a farm of all types, the horses, the cows, the chickens, everything. And of course, our dogs, our cats. I have a bird that's 18. I need you to read this bird. Like, I love him, but how long? Like, dude, but I don't want to put that energy on him. But, 18 years with this bird is a lot.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
have you read birds before?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yep, yep. They're
Some
fun.
of the
They're
big, like a big, like what, like a gray Amazon, I'm thinking, or he's just a little cockatiel
yeah.
living this long.
Oh yeah,
What
lots of energy.
what what soul is in that bird that wants to hang around me so long?
That bird has a lot of energy and a lot of energy. I see him wagging his head a lot. He's really
Mhm,
cute.
mhm. He has my dad's whistle. Like, I think he channels people. Like,
Oh
he'll
yeah,
people that have passed, he'll do their whistles, and I used to tell special people in my life, "Don't do that because he has my dad's whistle." And that's how I know when my dad's around. And they'll, like, try to teach him another whistle, and that passed, and he does both whistles. Even though I
right.
said, "Don't do that," they did it, and now he knows all the whistles. Crazy. So that's how I know I'm working with him and he's working with me in my
Yeah.
spirit realm.
Oh
And the
yeah.
dog, it's a knowing and a feeling with me and the animals that I hear. And I definitely don't see unicorns, but you know, outside of the spiritual realm, I don't even know how many people would take that seriously. Like, I do unicorn readings, but it's fascinating.
Oh, it is, and it's what's really cool too. And this is something that my horses have taught me, and basically everybody's taught me, is that it's all good information. It's never anything. I never ever have given anybody bad information or information that is undesirable. You know what I mean? Everything comes out as just beautiful energy. And so I feel so fortunate in my readings, even with the animals. It's like it's on that higher level of just beautiful energy, and really talking to the spirit side of who we are, because we are amazing. I mean, we're so amazing. We're amazing. If we saw ourselves on the other side, I mean, if you can imagine yourself the most beautiful being on the planet, that's how you look on the other side. Like, it's amazing, because I can see people on the other side too. So it's fascinating. It's really fascinating. And everybody on the planet has skills. Like, we all on the other side, we're all equal. We all can do this kind of stuff. But on this side, we've chosen to come down here with, our limitations, and then, but also our gifts. And that's the main thing, is to keep developing your gifts. It's really fun.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you have any plans coming up for events around here locally yet?
No,
Did you
we talked about that.
I know, don't leave me out. So there was one in September. I guess we've missed that, huh?
Oh, I'm sure we have.
Oh,
We'll have to talk
well.
about the one in November. We'll have to try to link up with some good people and see if we can get to some events, because there are some wonderful events here in Florida for sure that I used to do, and just sort of stepped away from it for a while, and now I'm getting back into it and really enjoying it, and so yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, that's good. So when you stepped away, did you feel like you had to retune anything, or you just I mean, I
I
think
just
once you know, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, again, I've been fortunate to have this gift. It comes so easily for me. It comes easy, and just being around animals and people. I mean, it's trees. Trees talk all the time, by the way, and so does water. Water is also something that talks. Like, I live right near the ocean, right near the Gulf of Mexico, and or Gulf of America, whatever you want to call it, and
The
it's
Gulf,
amazing.
Tampa Bay.
And anyway, the information that comes in there, because you got to realize that water is old, and it's traveled all over the world. So water comes in and it goes through and it goes all the way around. You know what I mean? It kind of serpents the entire earth, if you think about it. And
It's so
it's also
true.
experienced how many, lifetimes basically. So
Yep.
you can ask water information and you will get so much information from water if you ask the right questions. It'll give you everything you want to know. Like, it's really, really cool. Like, you can ask, like, I haven't told my boyfriend this yet because he's like a treasure hunter.
Oh, cool.
So
Can
I
he
was
come on the channel too? No, come on
like,
with you.
he's actually really, really intuitive. He's funny. But anyway, he was saying that, he really wants to find gold, you guys. And so I'm like, all you gotta do is just walk out there to the water and ask where it is. You know what I mean? And see if it'll give you the answer. So I know it sounds so simple, but if you have the desire and the idea, the answers are out there. Earth, the spirit realm, everything has answers for us. You know what I mean? Like the mermaids, like I was telling about the mermaids too. They're so interesting. Yeah, it's really, really fascinating.
Well,
There's a lot out
do
there that
tell us about the mermaid. If you have time, we have time. And I'll tell you, I do go by Tampa Bay every morning. Like I take the dog out there, and I, I feel blessed that I have time to go do that. Just a walker by the water. It's such a amazing way to start. And then
yeah.
there was, oh God, my ADD is kicking in. There was something else you said. Oh, about the trees. I was telling Peggy, I was just cleaning the house the other day, which I guess it's time to do it again. But I got this download. It just wouldn't stop. The things, the trees, the people, and like the thing. It rhymed more than the things in the trees. I can't remember what I was hearing, but it was the things in the trees, and that I needed to do like a little children's book about it. And I was like, and I have too much to do right now. But I keep
No,
hearing,
it's
and I know
true.
there are a lot of stories about souls that maybe I got to be careful how I say this on YouTube, have unalived themselves and things. Their souls will be in the trees. There's different cultures that have different stories. So I'll have to research it. But what's your take on that since you brought it up?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is really fascinating. So I went to an event in okay, so I got burned out with the horses because I was just like traveling so much and running and so much and doing everything. And my husband at the time wasn't, he wasn't home as much. So I was trying to figure out, what else I could do that would be worthwhile. So I took a class.
Shoot, we lost her, you guys. Her phone overheated again. Dang it. We're definitely going to have her back. Let me bring Peggy up. Hi, honey. We lost her again. Isn't she
No,
adorable?
I love her energy and her
She's
enthusiasm.
so adorable. I know. I got to really maybe meet up with her and sorry, being bingity, but meet up with her and take you guys with me and maybe see her horses and stuff because she's about 4 or 5 minutes south from where I live. Look how
Oh wow.
cute she is. Anyway, that's not her. Oh, maybe she might try to come back in. Let's see. It's
We'll
very
see.
possible that her phone overheated badly. That happens to me.
It happens here too.
Yeah,
It,
because we're just everything's so flippin' hot right now. Yeah.
I know.
Well, God bless. Stacey, if you're listening, it's been so fun to have you. I'll let you guys. We'll hang out till 2 and see if she can pop back in. Um, let me show this. Is it a bad idea to bury the ashes? Oh, there's Stacey. Okay. Let me move. It's okay, honey. I know what's happening, and we're doing good here. Um, I
I have to
forgot
laugh
where
because
we
there's
left
some.
off. I forgot
So
where we left off.
so I took a class and uh, it was for uh, let's see, what is it, like therapy with horses basically, but it's doing modules with horses, and anybody can do it because it's all done on the ground. None of it is done on their backs. So like anybody could do it. And it's the main thing is for you to really connect into, your sixth sense basically, all 5 senses were taken away. So you would do like automatic riding, you would do these different exercises with the horses. So it's really, really cool. I actually got to do it at my farm, and it was an amazing experience, and I wish that I could do it again. But anyway, so what I did though is I was sitting outside, and I was sitting outside with the trees, and these trees in the next door neighbors, they were cutting down these trees, and the trees that were on the property that I was sitting with were crying. They were all crying, and I was like so sad. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so sad, what's going on? And they're like, those are our friends. And I was like, oh wow, this is fascinating. So then I was sitting there, and this little dude came over and sat down next to me. Now it was an etherical, not really there, little dude.
Yes.
And like 3 feet tall, came over and
really
sat
a little
down.
dude.
Yeah, just plopped down next to me. And I looked over at him. And if you can imagine, kind of like a dwarf looking being, but really earthy looking, like almost tree like, sat down next to me. And I was like, who are you? And he goes, I'm the spirit of the mountain. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah. He says, mountains have spirits, that take care of them. So what you're talking about with the trees is that it's really interesting, but that's where they talk about like devas and like oversouls and all this other kind of stuff, these different levels that go up. But a tree, if you actually look at a tree, a lot of times you will see a spirit in the tree. And that is actually the spirit of the tree. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But there's also
Yeah, it does.
like I said, and like I was in where was I? I was in Montana, I want to say, and I was with my boyfriend up there, and I turned around and I looked at the mountain, and there was like this like almost like a cave looking part, and it was way far away. I mean, we're talking miles away, but the mountains are so beautiful there. And I was looking, and I saw like a being like walk out of the little cave and then walk back in, and I took a picture. And when I took the picture, you could see the being. And I go, look. And my boyfriend goes, what? And I go, this is the spirit of the mountain. And he goes, no way. And I said, yeah, it's right here. And it was so cool. I can't find that picture either. I wish I had that picture. But because I
No
could show that
way.
one
You
to
have
you
to
too.
find that picture.
Yeah. I mean, it's so
That's
fascinating. The world, honestly, is so fun. Like, people are forgetting how fun Earth and life is. You know what I mean? Especially now.
oh,
There's
that's
so
so
much more to it.
beautiful.
It's
That
great.
is such
It's
a
so
beautiful
fun.
thing to say.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just makes me feel better hearing you say that and hearing how beautiful we are on the other side. And
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
hard ending and a hard transition, but it's a beautiful new beginning that I don't
Absolutely.
think we just think everything ends, and that's absolutely not true. I do
No.
have one question for you that I don't think is a bad idea, but I want to ask you. Is it a bad idea to bury the ashes of your deceased pet in your backyard under a tree?
No, no. It's wonderful. They love it. Like my one friend, she buried her cat's ashes, or no, her dog's ashes just recently, and it was really cool because the where she picked the spot was a little baby snake, and her dog's name is Minnie, and tiny little
Right.
thing, right? And then now she's crossed over to the other side, and she's a dog, and she's like a little Jack Russell type dog, and now she's a big dog, you guys. She's a big dog. And so, anyways,
She
when she
always
went out there to
That's such a little
visit,
dog thing. They always wanna be big dogs, and so do the ponies. They're
oh
so
yeah.
stink they can be such stinkers. They act like they're the anyway.
So yeah, so now she's a big dog, but get this is so fun, is that she went out there to where she had buried her, and again it's the ashes around the trees, and there was a big snake this time, like a really big snake. Now snakes are about transformation, because and
Yeah.
seeing things even differently, because they shed their eyes too. So snakes are
Wow.
fascinating. They're really cool. So if you do see a snake, it means that you're going through a transformation, but it's a complete transformation where you're actually seeing things differently as well. So like it's fascinating. Isn't that cool?
That
But
is
that
fascinating.
snake was big,
I hadn't thought of that,
and so she
that they
goes,
shed their eyes.
Yeah, they shed their eyes. They shed their whole body. So yeah, so that's like getting rid of
Well,
your
I
whole
get
body.
that, but you don't think about the eyes.
Yeah. Yep. Isn't that fun?
Um, yeah, there's a woman that Peggy and I follow and love on TikTok, and she had the eggs of a monarch turn into the caterpillar into the chrysalis, and then we saw the monarchs coming out of the chrysalis. It's so amazing. If you have TikTok, let me know. I have to send it to you. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen it so up close. It was so beautiful. Now Dupree asked that question because in case I moved from the house, not sure if the ashes would be a problem for the new owner.
No, no, no.
No.
It's all okay. I know we think that the spirit is there, but that we do imprint Earth. So this is really interesting too. We do imprint Earth. That's why it's really important for us to, share our energy, but share in a good way. The negative energy still is imprinting Earth as well, and the people around us. And so it's very
Yeah.
difficult for Earth to cleanse that energy, so that we're here to help cleanse that energy and to keep it going. But we do imprint Earth. So yeah, the animals do imprint Earth, but you have to realize they also, the energy that's there is chosen for the next person. So the next person, if you do move, like I moved from my farm, and you wouldn't believe how many animals are buried there. Horses
No, I
and dogs
understand.
and cats, bunnies, everything. And
I know. Some days are like death and destruction at a barn.
exactly.
Some
But
days are
the
just like, what happened?
I know if they did dig up this, they'd probably think it was like, a find. But anyway, so like yeah, like, a really good find. But anyway, so but their energy is there, and and so that's there for them to share their energy with the next people that come in. So it's really really cool. So no, it's
Yeah,
good.
and
It's not bad.
yeah, I would just it all comes from a place of love, I think, especially with animals.
Yeah.
And keeping our vibration, our joy, our love high, like she is just so invigorating. That helps everything and the earth and our animals and everybody. Hi, Michael Malloy. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thank you.
Just reading the chat. Michael's he says his dog talks to him. I'm so glad, Michael, that you're connected. Aw, Kaylee's here. Hi, Kaylee. You guys are gonna have to go back and watch the beginning because we're gonna wrap up now. Stacey has some to do, which sounds so fun. But if you guys have any more questions, know in the meantime, you've got to come back and talk more. Promise?
Oh, me? Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
enjoy this. I love
Yeah.
it. I got to figure out
Okay.
how to do it with this phone. I can actually just, because you're right around the corner from me. I mean, you're not far. So I could always just come up and be in the studio with you, too.
Yeah. Well, it's bedroom.
Yeah.
We,
Because you're only
I
like an
was
hour.
telling them when I lost you that I'm like, you're about 45 minutes from me without,
Yeah.
on a good traffic day. But then I would come maybe meet up with you and show them the horses and all that.
Oh, that'd
Do
be
you have the
fun.
horses still?
No,
You still have, no? Well, we'll just
no,
meet up. We'll
these
meet
are
up,
fine.
we'll live everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
I'm
fun.
seeing what they're saying. Oh, Michael's talking about different things. Okay. I just want to make sure there weren't any more questions. Angie said it was fascinating. It really is. There's so much more that Stacey has that she can share. And let's see. Okay. Yeah. You guys, let me just see if there's any last questions for Stacey before we let her go. Michael, you're talking about different things. Stop that, Michael. All right. Well, Stacey, I want you to just have a great day. You really have been so uplifting to us.
Oh,
The
thank you.
timing couldn't have been better. I do hope it helps people who have lost anybody, souls, human or animals, that we stay connected.
Oh,
Energy
yeah.
cannot be created or destroyed. that we
Yep.
carry on. So it's such an uplifting, inspiring energy that you bring. I'm so grateful. And so I'll let you go, but do come back really
I will
soon.
for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and
We'll
be
get this
careful out
together
there.
Awesome.
Watch the weather.
Definitely, definitely. It
Okay.
looks beautiful here.
Yeah, good, good. And if you guys, again, if you have more questions, all soulmates, that's right. Um, don't forget to write down Stacy's number. And if you don't, you can always reach out to me. Um, here's my email if you need me to help you connect or anything like that. And Armini says, I can't wait for a reading with Stacy and we'll text after the stream.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now she's in London and she's such a sweetheart. Armini,
Oh,
thank
good.
you. And I have a numerology reading to do for you as well, which we'll talk about next week. And if you want, Stacy, I'll do your numerology. We'll
Oh,
talk.
that would be fascinating. I would love it.
I
Absolutely.
know. I wonder. Yeah. When is your birthday?
It's actually coming up. It's September 21st.
Ooh,
I know.
9-3 something something something. We'll have to dig into that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool. You got some Empress energy in you.
Oh, good. I like that.
Nurture. Yeah, the 3 is the Empress, the seed too. Person who can really manifest. 9
Oh,
is the prophet, the hermit, like in tarot, but the prophet.
oh,
And
that's
and it mirrors a 6 too. So there's so much to say. Because I don't look at just one number. I look at all the dates in your birth date and give you an
right.
energy code. And then we can see, like, if you want, how your latest partner matches up with you. Sometimes
That would
there's
be awesome.
most definitely there's, you'll see soul connections and reasons.
Yeah, that would be great. That actually would be.
Even you and I will share energy, like similar numbers or something. Like there are no coincidences, right? That it is a cosmic connection.
It is.
And it's just my pleasure. It's such a pleasure to meet you. You're like a ray of sunshine. Like I see all the colors around you. It's just
Oh, thank you.
yeah. Okay,
Well, I
well we'll go
appreciate
now.
you.
You guys have a great Friday, everybody. Oh, Peggy. It was her mother-in-law's birthday, 9/21. A good day.
Oh, that's so cool. Fellow Virgo.
Yeah, and if I don't talk to you, I want to wish you an early happy birthday, by the way.
Well,
But let's
thank you.
connect. Let's get together.
Yeah,
We have
for
so much
sure.
to talk about. I'll make sure she
Absolutely.
comes back, you guys. Let's see.
I would love to.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a safe, fun afternoon, and the rest of you too. Enjoy your Friday. And Armine, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. All right, you guys.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you again. Bye, you guys. See